Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, severe air pollution spreads across most of Israel as a result of a heavy haze currently enveloping the region. Prime Minister Netanyahu announces that Israel will prevail in the face of terror as it will continue to live, to build and fend off its enemies. Russia's foreign ministry says that retaining President Bashar Assad in Syria was not crucial for Moscow. Severe air pollution spreads across most of Israel as a result of a heavy haze currently enveloping the region. Pollution levels in central Israel were 30 times the normal level, while the coastal region, Beersheba and Jerusalem, clocked in at 26 times the normal level. The Environmental Protection Ministry cautioned Israeli citizens to avoid or restrict any physical activities and remain indoors. The ministry also placed special emphasis on pregnant women, the elderly, and the ill, asking them to avoid activities outdoors. The haze is only a precursor to the rain which is expected to wash the nation in the coming days. Now in other news, Prime Minister Netanyahu toured the construction sites under development as part of a new Israeli city being erected, said the Jewish state is advancing tens of thousands of residential buildings to deal with the housing crisis in the country, which has made it impossible for most young couples to buy an apartment.
אנחנו בונים עיר ואם בישראל, זאת תהיה מודיעין החדשה. הקצב של הבנייה מתחרה בקצב ההתעניינות, ואנחנו נקדים את קצב הבנייה, נקבל את ההחלטות הדרושות, כי אנחנו בתנופת בנייה גדולה מאוד. ערים אחרות, אנחנו מחסים את כל הארץ בפרויקטים של בנייה מגוונים שיוסיפו עשרות אלפי דירות חדשות, כחלק מהמחויבות שלנו לטפל בבעיית השיכון, אבל לא רק לטפל בה, אלא באמת להזניק את מדינת ישראל מעלה.
The Israeli leader stressed that the building projects are a victory in the face of terror, which seeks to uproot the Jewish nation from the land of Israel. Netanyahu announced that Israel will prevail as it will continue to build, to live, and fend off its enemies.
אתם רוצים לעקור אותנו, אתם רוצים לייאש אותנו, ואנחנו כמובן בדרכנו כבר 100 שנים שוברים את גלי הטרור ובונים את ארצנו, ועיניכם רואות את התנופה הזאת. אנחנו ידענו טרור של מטענים, טרור של טילים, עכשיו אנחנו מתמודדים עם טרור של סכינים, אנחנו נוכל להם עם עיבוי כוחות, עם גיבוי לכוחות, עם פעולה מאוד נמרצת, בעיקר עם רצון הברזל שלנו, של הממשלה, של צה"ל, של זרועות הביטחון ושל אזרחי ישראל, להמשיך לחיות, להמשיך לבנות ולהדוף את אויבינו.
Now to Jerusalem, where the Machane Yehuda market of the city, which is usually crowded with shoppers, is now not as busy due to the latest wave of violence that hit Jerusalem. Residents of the city said, however, that the reality is a reoccurring one rather than a new one, as violence has been a regrettable part of life in the decades-old Palestinian-Israeli conflict.
תראה, בשוק פה אף אחד לא מפחד, כי הם מתורגלים, זה לא מלחמה ולא אינתיפאדה ראשונה ולא שנייה, אתה מבין? ולא מפחדים, הם מפחדים. אפילו שהם עובדים איתך ועובדים אצלך והכל, הם מפחדים, לא אנחנו.
Am I concerned? It's a bit worrying. You have to be more vigilant and look around you. It's a shame because you start worrying about everyone, looking at everyone. Are they going to attack me? Are they going to hurt me? And you have to be a bit careful. But I don't feel any different to before. You just have to be more careful and more vigilant.
Now in other news, a senior European Union official involved in the matter of labeling goods produced in Jewish West Bank settlements said last night that a date for the implementation of the regulations on the matter and their presentation to the EU member states had yet to be determined. European Commission spokesperson for Agriculture and Rural Development, Daniel Rosario, said that the Commission's experts were working on the wording of the document. He said that the regulations were not new, rather they comprised a document explaining to EU member states how to implement previous regulations that these regulations were implemented differently in every country or were not implemented at all. He emphasized that the intent at this point was to determine consistent guidelines. He said that this was not a political step or a boycott of Israeli goods, but the conveying of vital information to consumers. Meanwhile, German ambassador to Israel, Dr. Clemens von Gutze, said on the matter that Germany vigorously opposed any kind of boycott of Israeli goods. He said that the EU initiative to label goods produced in settlements was just a technical step. Nonetheless, Israel's Deputy Foreign Minister Tzipi Hotovely said at a press conference that the attempt to label products in the West Bank was a clear attempt to delegitimize the entire state of Israel. Now to the conflict in Israel's northern neighbor. Russia's defense ministry said its air force has flown some 1,631 sorties and struck some 2,084 militant targets since the start of its aerial campaign in Syria.
Всего с начала операции наши самолеты выполнили 1631 боевой вылет и нанесли удары по 2084 объектам военной инфраструктуры террористов.
Colonel General Andrei Kartapolov also announced during a defense ministry briefing in Moscow that Russia's and the United States' air forces have held a joint training exercise in Syria.
Сегодня в 11 часов утра по московскому времени состоялась совместная тренировка ВВС России и Соединенных Штатов по действиям экипажей и наземных служб в случае опасного сближения самолетов. В ходе тренировки отработаны вопросы оповещения, организации и взаимодействия, обмена информацией между штабами оперативных групп и пунктами управления ВВС России на авиабазе ХМИМИМ и Центром стратегических воздушных операций США в Катаре.
The Russian Colonel General also said that Russia and Israel were informing each other continually on the situation in Syria's airspace.
Организована совместная работа с Израилем по обеспечению безопасности полетов. Между Центром управления на авиабазе ХМИМИМ и командным пунктом ВВС Израиля в круглосуточном режиме работает прямая линия, где постоянно ведется обмен информацией о воздушной обстановке над Сирией.
Now to a related matter, Russia's foreign ministry said that retaining President Bashar Assad in Syria was not crucial for Russia, and that his fate should be decided by the Syrian people.
Одну секундочку. Разве для России не является принципиальным моментом сохранения Асада?
Абсолютно нет. Мы никогда так не говорили. Мы никогда не говорили о том, что он должен уйти, Асад, или он должен остаться. Мы говорили о том, что, безусловно, государственность Сирии – это ключевой момент, в том числе и в борьбе с терроризмом, потому что не будет сирийского государства, там просто некому будет воевать с террористами на земле. Это данность. И второй момент, что судьбу президента страны должен решать сирийский народ.
The Russian comment suggests a divergence of opinion with the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Syrian president's other main international backer. According to experts, the statements fuel speculation of Russian-Iranian differences over President Assad, as the chief of Iran's Revolutionary Guard suggested that Tehran may be more committed to the Syrian president than Moscow. While Russia and Iran have been Assad's foremost foreign supporters during Syria's four-year conflict, the European Union, the United States, and its Gulf allies, as well as Turkey, have insisted Syrian President Bashar Assad must step down as part of any eventual peace agreement. Thank you for watching us. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have a Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.